What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to give you a quick overview of what the data points are saying, especially leading into next week, and where things might be going from here. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get right to it. So Friday had a nice close, so it closed 5.51% up, and that did actually successfully hold it and close it above the central Bollinger Band. So in general, going into next week, there is a little bit more of a positive sentiment behind that. And as you can tell based on stochastic, it is currently at 47, so fairly neutral. So if there is a quick run up, that might cause it to potentially be oversold a little bit, at least in the short term, but there is a deviation, so black line above the red, showing a nice bullish sentiment is behind the scenes. Number of retail investors have been feeling more and more comfortable with Lucid as of late, even though there has been some mixed news as far as recalls and then laying off around 18% of the staff. But of course, that could be perceived as positive in that regard, especially saving, I think it says around here, $100 million, and that's after the $24 million in compensation that they do have to pay out. But regardless, going into next week though, there is some data points coming out, such as non-farm employment change that potentially could cause a little bit more of a disruption within the economy. But of course, if very positive, then yeah, it should in theory go up. And also there is non-farm payroll as well. So both of those, one of which was on Wednesday, the second one is on Friday, those could very much help Lucid get to higher highs potentially. But like I've mentioned in the past, some points to really watch for is $8.20, which on Friday did bounce off of. So in reality, there is a lot of good positive momentum behind the scenes and justification for it to break past that. So definitely that could be something to really watch, because if it does break that 820 range, then it could be very much free and clear to kind of go up to around the $10 range. But within there though is also the 50 and 100-day moving average. So generally that might cause a little bit more of an additional disruption. I'll give you guys a quick summary as far as what happened with shorts on Friday, and especially going into next week. Short score is currently 85, utilization is 100%. As far as what shorts did on Friday, they increased 85,000 shares. Cost to borrow for the most part is 14.05, and 22.81% of the free flow is being shorted. And then from here, it looks like dark pool transactions was pretty significant on Friday. And as far as secondary market, it looks like there was a lot more transactions, a couple big ones, so 8.9 million, and based on the bid and the ask, that one was a buy, as you can tell. But other than that, it goes to show that I guess the number of transactions did increase based on the norm, but there's only been one big one on Friday, whereas normally there's around 2 or 3. So again, just take that how you see that. All I'm doing is listing points to you guys. You guys interpret that how you see fit, because I am not a financial advisor. And when it comes down to options activity that did occur on Friday, there was some good level of call options, but majority of which on Friday was a lot more puts. So of course there is a lot of people out there doubtful about Lucid kind of breaking that 820 range, or potentially even getting higher, because in total on Friday there was $3.43 million worth of puts versus $1.49 million in call options. So again, that might mean something, might not mean anything. Options don't necessarily move the stock price by any means, so it's just a little bit more of a sentiment. So generally speaking, like I said, I do believe that it can easily break that 820 range, but if it can actually get past, for instance, some of these moving averages, I don't think so. So in reality, it might be wedge bound between the 820 range and around $9 in reality. But let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching.